My dear child, this is a season of transformation, a time when I am moving in ways beyond what you can see or comprehend. I know your heart, I see your struggles, your silent prayers, and the weight you carry. Every tear you've shed, every question in your soul, I have been with you, holding you even when you didn't realize it. If this message blesses you, take a moment to like this video. Do not fear, for I am with you. The road ahead may seem uncertain, but I have already gone before you. I am aligning every detail, opening doors no one can shut, and clearing paths where none existed before. What appears to be a delay is not a denial. My timing is always perfect. Even when you can't see it, I am working all things together for your good. Come closer to me. Release your worries, your doubts, and your fears at my feet. You were never meant to carry these burdens alone. Let my presence fill you with peace, and my love be your refuge. In me, you will find the strength you need, the wisdom you seek, and the comfort your soul longs for. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are deeply loved. I have called you by name, and you are mine. No mistake, no failure, and no fear can separate you from my love. Hold on to my promises, for they are unshakable. Even in the waiting, even in the silence, I am working. Trust me, walk by faith, and you will witness my goodness unfold in ways beyond your imagination. Let this be a season of renewed faith, a time of bold trust. Do not let fear steal your joy or doubt rob you of my peace. Stand firm, knowing that I am your provider, your protector, and your ever-present help. I am doing a new thing in your life. Prepare your heart, for I am about to pour out blessings that will leave you in awe. Walk with me, and you will see my perfect plan unfold. Keep your eyes on me, and you will never be led astray. My child, I love you with an everlasting love, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. Take my hand, step forward in faith, and watch as I lead you into a future filled with my goodness, my peace, and my unending love. No matter how heavy the burdens may feel or how uncertain the road ahead seems, remember this unshakable truth. I am always at work. Even in the waiting, even in the struggles, I am shaping something greater than what your eyes can see. Faith isn't about having all the answers, it's about trusting the one who does. Every challenge and every obstacle is not meant to break you, but to build you, to strengthen your spirit and deepen your trust in me. When doubts creep in, remember that my plans are never shaken by circumstances. My timing is perfect, and my ways are higher than your understanding. Let this be a season of surrender, a time to release the fears that weigh you down. There is power in letting go and allowing me to lead. When your heart is fully surrendered, peace replaces anxiety, and hope rises above uncertainty. Doors that seemed closed forever begin to open, and paths that once seemed impossible are made clear. Hold on to faith, keep pressing forward. I am not finished writing your story. What I have prepared is greater than anything you have imagined. Stay steadfast, walk boldly, and trust that my promises will unfold in the perfect time. There are moments in life when everything seems still, as if nothing is changing, and prayers seem to be met with silence. It's easy to wonder if I am truly listening, if I see the struggles, the tears, the desires of your heart. But just because you cannot see the work being done does not mean it isn't happening. Some of the greatest miracles are formed in the unseen, in the waiting, in the places where faith is tested and refined. God is not ignoring you. He is not withholding his blessings from you. He is preparing you. Sometimes what feels like a delay is not about denial, it's about development. The challenges you face today are not wasted. They are shaping you for the very thing you have been praying for. If he gave it to you too soon, you wouldn't be ready to carry it. But through every trial, he is strengthening your character, increasing your wisdom, and building your faith so that when the blessing arrives, you will be equipped to handle it well. Think of Joseph. He endured betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment before stepping into the promise God had for him. Every hardship he faced was part of his preparation. If he had been freed too soon, he wouldn't have been in position to fulfill his destiny. The same is true for you. What may feel like a setback is often a divine setup for something far greater. So do not lose heart. Do not allow discouragement to take root in your soul. Keep pressing forward. Keep trusting in the one who never fails. Your waiting is not in vain. The breakthrough you have been praying for is already in motion. At the right time, in the right season, you will step into everything God has prepared for you. And when that moment comes, you will look back and realize that every delay, every hardship, and every act of faith was leading you towards something greater than you ever imagined. Stay faithful, stay expectant, and trust that God is working all things together for your good. If you trust in God's plan, take a moment to subscribe and be part of this journey of faith. There will come a moment when everything suddenly makes sense. The struggles, the delays, the prayers that seemed unanswered, they were never wasted. You will see how every tear, every challenge, and every season of waiting was part of a divine plan far greater than you imagined. What once seemed like obstacles will be revealed as stepping stones, guiding you toward the very purpose God has prepared for you. Right now, you may feel like you are walking through uncertainty, but God is not a God of confusion. He is a God of order. What looks like chaos to you is under His perfect control. He is aligning people, circumstances, and opportunities that will unfold at just the right time. If you could see the full picture, you would understand why certain doors had to close, why some relationships had to end, and why certain seasons felt longer than expected. Trust the process, even when you don't understand it. Hold on to the promise, even when it feels distant. Your faith is being strengthened, your endurance is being built, and your heart is being prepared for what is coming. The waiting is not a punishment, it is preparation. In the silence, God is working. In the stillness, He is speaking. And in the waiting, He is making a way where there seems to be none. What He has spoken over your life will not return void. His promises will come to pass. He is the God who finishes what He starts, and He will bring you into the fulfillment of every word He has spoken over you. So stand firm, keep believing, keep praising, keep trusting. Because what's ahead is worth every moment of waiting. When the breakthrough comes, you won't just receive a blessing, you will step into a purpose greater than anything you could have imagined. There will come a time when every piece of your life comes together in a way that only God could orchestrate. What once felt like unanswered prayers will be seen as divine protection. What once seemed like delays will be revealed as perfect timing. Every hardship, every moment of doubt, every long season of waiting, none of it was wasted. It was all shaping you, preparing you, and positioning you for something far greater than you ever thought possible. Even now, God is working behind the scenes. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean He isn't moving. His ways are higher than ours, and His plans reach beyond what we can comprehend. The doors that didn't open were not rejections, they were redirections. The prayers that weren't answered in the way you expected were not ignored. They were being fulfilled in ways that will exceed your greatest hopes. It's easy to grow weary when the journey feels long, but God is strengthening you in the waiting. He is refining your faith, deepening your trust, and preparing your heart to receive what He has promised. What you carry within you, the calling, the vision, the purpose, is not just for you. It is part of a greater plan, one that will impact others in ways you cannot yet imagine. So do not let discouragement take root. Do not allow doubt to steal your joy. What God has for you is already on its way. And when it arrives, you will understand why you had to wait, why you had to endure, and why you had to walk through certain seasons. And when you finally step into the fulfillment of His promises, you will look back and realize that every moment, every tear, every prayer, every trial was leading you exactly where you were meant to be. Type 1111 to claim this promise. There is purpose in everything you have walked through. The struggles, the disappointments, the waiting, it all served a greater plan, even when it didn't make sense at the time. Nothing was wasted. Every moment was used to shape you, to refine you, to strengthen you for what is ahead. You may have questioned why certain doors closed, why certain relationships ended, why certain seasons felt so painful. But in time, you will see that God's hand was in it all, guiding you, protecting you, and leading you towards something far greater than you could have imagined. You are not forgotten. Even in the silence, even in the moments when you wondered if God heard your prayers, He was working. He saw every tear. He heard every cry, and He understood the weight of everything you carried. What felt like delays were actually divine setups. What seemed like detours were actually the right path all along. God has been preparing you for a breakthrough that is bigger than anything you have prayed for. The waiting has not been in vain. It has been a time of growth, of strengthening, of equipping you for the next chapter. You have been stretched, tested, and refined because what is coming requires a stronger version of you. Every challenge was preparing you to handle the blessings that are ahead. God is not just giving you what you desire. He is making sure you can sustain it, that you are ready for it, that you won't be overwhelmed by it. So keep pressing forward, keep trusting even when it doesn't make sense. Keep believing even when you can't see the full picture. The breakthrough you have been waiting for is coming, and when it arrives, it will come with clarity, peace, and the undeniable assurance that God has been with you every step of the way. You will see why certain things had to happen the way they did. You will understand why some prayers were answered differently than you expected, and you will realize that through it all, God's plan was always greater than your own. Don't give up now. You are closer than you think. The doors are about to open. The promises are about to be fulfilled. The season of waiting is shifting into a season of receiving. Stay faithful, stay expectant, and watch as God brings everything together in ways that will leave you in awe. Type Amen if you believe it. If this message has blessed you, like this video. For more encouragement and faith-filled messages, subscribe to this channel